Hi everyone, welcome to Espresso Press Design. Mary here. More marker techniques today. A little crude, but we'll get her done. So first a little show and tell from craft show items. I made some pocket tags. They're all different. They're all going to be different. Notice I put one of my little wax paper things on there and finally used a Goodwill sticker. This one is a little more masculine, and then just tucked a little thing in the back there so they know it's a pocket. I'm gonna do different sizes, different shapes I mean, and maybe some of them will fit a gift card, but these I think the gift card will show in the front in this particular size. So they're all different. Just used a bunch of pretty paper. I have to make 9 more. Then I did a couple of very simple notebook type journals. Leather. I did have a more ornate thing on this one, but I changed my mind. And these have mamagami in the end papers. And this particular one, I charred the edges of the paper with a candle. And they only have one piece of ephemera in the center to hold a few little things. Some leather signature items, and then they just hold a little piece of ephemera. And so that's that one. Very simple, only 16 pages, and I forgot to put a piece of mamagami in these ones, but I did put a different type of paper in the covers. I put the embossing folder in the center, so this is not embossed, this is embossed. I don't know if you can see that, but very simple. Again, mamagami end papers. Feels very nice. This one just has a little pocket, and they're, I wanted them to be kind of gender neutral. And I don't really think this audience knows what a junk journal is. This one I put a sheet of music paper, and it has a wax paper covered little pocket. Well, actually it's a belly band. So I might do one more of this size. I wanted them all this size, but then my leather was a little too short, so I made 2 that were smaller, and I'll probably do one more in this size. Price, I don't know. Haven't figured that out yet. So I have to do 9 more of those tags. Decoupage 3 boxes, and then I'm pretty much make as many bookmarks as I can get done, and then I'm finished. Thankfully, I can't wait until this is over. Got my business cards. Let me get some thank yous out of the way. Marcia, Janine, Marcia, that was very nice of you to take the time to write to me about how much you like my products. Janine, also thank you, and Carolyn, thank you for taking the time to write and order. So I hope from what you said, I gather you're all happy with your products and you like my designs, and I thank you very much for ordering and taking the time to share your thoughts. Okay, so back to the markers. This is very crude, but what I discovered, now I love this one, love, love, love it. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see the number, the stencil, two stencils in there, the alphabet and the other stencil. What I discovered is I could not replicate the results. Let me get that stencil. I couldn't replicate the results using a double stencil technique to save my life. And I don't know why. I had to change my water, but I couldn't replicate it. So here is all my bales. I tried some other batik type techniques. That one you can see a little bit. That one's not too bad. But this is what began to happen. So I don't know if I changed my ratio of alcohol and water, if it's just some colors work better than others, if I had some type of film on my stencil, because I never really used that stencil that much. I have no idea, but I could not replicate my results. So, for that reason, I moved on to trying some different things. And what I discovered is that you can pull a very crude print, a very crude monoprint. And these are just some of the types of things I tried. And I use this, and I used a stamp. So I'm going to show you the stamp today. And it's only partially successful, but there's a couple of crude prints. But, okay, these were from the first time, and you already saw those. But on the bright side, if you want some, now I have some great collage fodder, brightly colored, and I can use my markers to make these very quick. So, and another thing, I tried using wax paper as a mask, and it dyed the wax paper, so that's kind of cool. If you want something that's kind of like washi. So what you'll need Here's your markers, of course. More alcohol water mix. And what I used was a polymer, silicone, what do you call them? Doesn't say. Okay, you know what I mean. Use this stamp. You can't use text because it'll be backwards when you pull it up. And this is kind of a bold leaf. Okay, it has lines in it. And the lines are a little bit bold. And you'll need your, you can probably do this on aluminum foil. You'll need your sheet. And you'll need your white papers. I have some book pages here. I'm going to do a few of those while I'm at this. I found my cut apart marker red. That's why I don't have any red in here. That's what I was in the process of doing with these. No, I honestly don't think you have to tear these markers apart. I think you could get a little container that you could pour, like a beaker or something, and put some alcohol in there. Just take your light colors and just let them sit in there, and I think it will leach the color out. And then you have your homemade alcohol ink. That's what I was in the process of doing with these, is making my own inks. So occasionally I go out and buy some bottles, and that's where these are going, because I never use markers, and some of those are probably 10 years old. I'm clearing out the kids' stuff, put it that way. Okay, so again, I used light colors. I'm going to use blue here, blue and purples, so that you can see. Okay. Boy, I can't wait until this show is over, so I can get back to life, real life. Haven't seen the sun all summer. My tan is fading. It's depressing. Well, we barely saw the sun anyway. It's cloudy and raining again. And I want to go for a walk with my cats. I'm going to take photos. I'm going to get some sun so I don't have to take cod liver oil all winter. Do all that. Never seen a summer like it. My impatiens are completely bare in 2 pots because they're so waterlogged. They're still half alive, but no flowers whatsoever. And usually this time of year they would be, you know, lush. Okay, so there's my stamp. And I'm just going to lift, clean it off a little. Lift. That lifted a little less because it's getting dry. It dries fast. Okay, there's 2 little lifts. And then your alcohol water mix. I kind of discovered it really doesn't matter what the ratio is. So what you're going to do is you're going to wet your paper instead of this. That's probably a little too wet. Just pat that off a little. Okay, this is very crude. Oops. See, very crude, and some of it didn't even lift. But, you know, it's okay. You can also do I shouldn't wipe that off, but I'm going to. You can also do your simple little drawing, pattern, whatever. Wait, let me get a better. So, in my humble opinion, when you can't replicate the results, even though I understand this is goof around time. Wait, let me get a good marker here. I understand this is goof around time. So you're not, you know, you're just going to see what you can do. I do have some ideas for some other type masks, but I don't have time to mess around with it. So there, just a simple little thing. Spray the back of your paper, or spray one side and then put that wet side face down. And there's your crude print. Very crude. Okay. So I'm just going to show you the basic technique. Let me start with yellow. Which the yellows barely show up. Let me I have a Sharpie in here if it still works. Let me try that again. Yellow. Orange. Those are too similar. I don't have another red. Blue. Oh, I think it's green, blue, violet. Or maybe not. Maybe it's blue, green, violet. I can't remember. Okay, I'm going to skip the violet. So I think this is, I'm just going with what I saw in the first time I saw this, and I think that's going to remain what it's best for. Just getting some really pretty paper. With some vibrant colors and using up your old supplies. But when they get to the point where they're too dry to do anything with, I usually used to just throw them in a tub of water and alcohol and make some dye and dye paper. So let me just show you this last one. Where'd you go? Oh, here you are. Okay. Guess I'll do purple. And see that Sharpie doesn't come off, which I'm surprised. I don't know if you have to use more alcohol or what. But that Sharpie is staining the sheet. And if you want to do this, I'll tell you the best color is Crayola. Maybe Crazy Art. Sharpie would be the best. And I've seen people make coasters and things using Sharpie and alcohol. And then baking them or something like that. I can't remember. But that technique, I couldn't get it to work after that first day. And I have no idea why. If I had some stencil sticky spray, that would probably work. So I just did this, and that was probably some of my favorite results, but again, this was also hit and miss, and I don't know why. And that's probably not even wet enough. No. Let me try that again. See, sometimes it wicked right up into the paper and wicked away from the, wick the water away like it would if you were coffee dyeing. and then sometimes it didn't. There. And I don't know why. And you can, let me try to put that down again. Sometimes when I lifted, I got a ghost. And sometimes I didn't. So it's a very unpredictable thing. And I don't like that. Because when you do something cool, the first thing you want to do is be able to replicate it. But when you can't, what's the point? So there, I could try it again. And then I could get a, you know, basically stencil smushing. Push the other side in there, the wet side, in there. So, all in all, who is it? Crafty Nika. I think your first technique is great, but I couldn't do anything else with it. So I think, unless I find a way to control the results better, I think this is just going to remain for basic coloring paper to have for collage fodder. Let me put some blue. I wish that one worked, but it doesn't. Let me put some blue. Try to get another layer on there. But she does have, you can go over there and check it out. It was how to make colored paper at home. And then she also has painting with crayons, how to make pattern paper at home, which was pretty cool. The stuff she did with crayons. And I would like to explore this a little more because the colors are perfect for batik, but I just haven't had time. So some of these where I have you know, little white spots, I'll go back in and add some more pale color so I can get the whole sheet colored. But I think that's it, guys. I'm a little too busy this last week here. Where'd the leaf go? I'm a little too busy to be playing around much, but I can't wait to get back to it. And if I write it down and remember, I do have quite a few little things I saw that we can do. Okay, I hope, you know, it's fun to play around. I have all this great paper now that I can do beautiful colors, which I do love colors sometimes. You get in a rut and you're tired of looking at vintage, beautiful color, but the technique is, the results are crude, you know, they're only so-so. Okay, have a good one everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.